Now the frame is painted, it's time to do the leaf springs to start getting everything back together. We have the axle and the... Where's the leaf springs? What are you doing on my leaf springs?
I'm skiing.
Skiing?
Yeah.
Go for it. Couple things to say before we start on the leaf springs. They're 40 years old. My grandpa never really hauled anything heavy. This was his fishing and golfing truck. So if you count golf clubs as heavy, then okay. But if you're doing a project like this and you want to redo your leaf springs, take a really good look at them. Make sure they're not cracked or broken or chipped. If they are, just replace them. And I'm also going to say that I did cheat. I took them into the shop to have new bushings put in because they were 40-year-old bushings. I don't have the patience to do bushings. They just suck. We're using a paint stripper wheel. I found them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap for like a pack of, I think, like 10 of them. They're not super aggressive. They don't throw off a lot of sparks, and they get off of the rust pretty well. So I'm going to keep using these. And like I said, this might not be the right way to do it. Might not be the best way to do it. But this is how I'm going to do it. Oh, I gotta use a wire brush for right there.
Oh, try to do that.
Oh, okay.
You need that?
Where are you guys going? You're going down the driveway? It's gonna be a little bit hard to go down the driveway. Some of the fun things you find. Thank you for being in my son. Some of the fun things you find when you're grinding off the old rust is you can find the old factory marks here. Always enjoy finding them. You're just doing circles.
Yeah.
Dead battery. Of course. Of course it's a dead battery. Well, we're back. Both of them are nice and cleaned up. Don't look like boat anchors anymore. I have to get you a little closer here. So that's the original pad, or what it should look like. And this is what it looks like now. After 2 battery changes and that, you have some nice clean leaf springs. Next, we're going to set up to do the Rust-Oleum rust converter on them. Alrighty, first step here is we are going to clean them with some brake cleaner. That's what I like to use. See if I got you guys in a good shot here. Plan on getting a tripod and a better camera than using a 2008 special phone here. Alright. Is this my most well thought out plan? No. Will it work? Probably. So we're going to wipe it down one last time. Preparation is like 90% of the fight when it comes to getting things painted nice. Everybody wants that nice, shiny, and smooth end result, but you can't just spray paint things. Wish it worked. I do it all the time. We're going to be using this and one of these safety fingers. Remember? Much nicer looking, right? Alright, the Rust-Oleum rust converter has been cured for 24 hours. There's supposed to be a chance of rain tonight, so I spent all morning cleaning out the big garage, setting this contraption up. And my helpers have just been watching. So, without further ado, we'll start getting painted on this. I'll probably fast forward it because you guys already watched this. If you look really carefully, you'll see one Ranger bed. Yep, she's been parked in there for a couple years now. Alrighty, let's do this. Like I said, I'll probably fast forward through all this so you don't have to watch. Hate those tops. We are using the Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal Primer used on heavily rusted metal. I just find it sticks really good, so that's why I use it. Remember, kids, wear your PPE. lot better. If anyone was curious before, I built a cradle for the axle. So that'll be the next episode. A day later, and the primer is dry. We're going to paint it with the Rust-Oleum Farm implement, gloss black, as the color that Olive picked out. I gave her options. She picked black. No further ado, let's get painting. We're all painted. We're gonna let her dry. Next time you see them, we'll be bolting them onto the frame. Girls, do you like how they look? Ribbit?
Yes.
Okay. All right, the leaf springs and the shackles are painted and dried. We're gonna give them a couple extra days to dry, considering that, well, anyone that lives in Wisconsin knows, we have bipolar weather where it's warm during the day, cold at night. So we're gonna let them just dry a couple extra days. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this episode and for giving all the support you have. To my little mechanics, if you're watching this in the future, I want you to know I love you and I'm proud of you. And next episode, hopefully, we can get the old girl who's been in this spot for 2 years, moved into the garage before winter comes. Keep her safe. Wish us luck.